just gonna fucking cop it. Now live, babe. This is why we don't fight over guys, because he just made me look like a fucking idiot.
One thing about Jess is she's always going to be honest. I always say this and I'll keep saying this, and she won't do it, hiding in a corner. She will say it in public. And now Liberty looks silly for going after Johnny and pushing on Johnny, and Johnny doesn't even bother to acknowledge her during his turn. Well, it would have made more sense had he pied her or married her or even kissed her, but the fact that he did not even acknowledge her presence and he went to Jess when the guy said Jess was fuming shows that he likes Jess more than he likes Liberty, and I don't know why Liberty's not getting this. But anyway, I digress. Hey there, thanks for stopping by. It's your girl Valerie. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, click the like button, turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos, and definitely leave a comment. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Love Island Games, Season 1, Episode 7. So you have, the new islanders, the bombshells, the rivals, be told that they have to pick someone to recouple with, and the person they choose to recouple with is safe. And so Georgia's the first one to pick, and she picks Toby, and that means you'll have to, well, he had the choice to pick whoever he wanted, and he went for Seeley, and it didn't make sense to me, because I would have thought he would have saved UK girl since he's from the UK. I would have thought he would have saved Liberty, but no, he went for Seeley. I think his train of thought was, what's the point in breaking up two couples? Might as well save a couple, and then I can find my person, or I can do whatever I want after that, which makes sense. Lisa is always going to be honest. She was right to say they were intimidated. That's why they voted her in the bottom, and once she was in the bottom, they voted her out because they were threatened by her and they would rather, not have her around, which is sad, but hey, it is what it is. I like the fact that she carried herself out with grace and honesty. Whether it's brutal honesty or not, that's something else. You could see Amani felt some type of way. She was saying, oh, I feel bad. You can't feel bad if you've put someone in the bottom. You had a disagreement with them, and instead of you sort of ignoring that, you've then put them in the bottom. I guess she put them in the bottom because there was nowhere else for her to put in the bottom. She couldn't put Johnny because then she'd upset Seeley and Justine. She couldn't put, who else could she put in the bottom? There was no one else for her to put in the bottom. So it made sense that she picked them. You then have the couple sort of having a catch up and sort of a conversation, and Seeley is sort of chatting to Eel, and he reveals that he dated Megan, and he's wanting to get to know, Seeley and what's going on with her. And Seeley sort of says, she is in a couple with Toby, but it's going good. And, he's like, what do you mean it's going good? The two of you have been in this couple for 6 days. By now, it should have progressed. Even Georgia asked Toby the same question, that, what do you mean, things are going good? By now, you two should have progressed. You two should be, saying, oh, we're happy, we're steady in our couple, and we're not, entertaining anything. But it seems the two of you are just and eyeing. I think Toby is only doing anything and everything to keep himself safe. So if it means humoring Seeley, he's going to do that for as long as it takes until the end of the show, and hopefully win the prize money. If he doesn't win the prize money, he opens himself to a newer market. That's the impression that I'm getting. And he's very sly with it. Even when he was asked, are you happy to share a bed with me? He said, oh, why wouldn't I? I'm sharing a bed with a beautiful woman. And it's like, okay, make it make sense. I think he pretended to be upset that he was picked, but I also think he really is happy that somebody else picked him, because I don't think he's comfortable or happy in his couple. And so you have Callum and Liberty having a conversation, and they're sort of saying to one another, look, we are here now because of the fact that we're lucky that we're saved, because the Americans didn't want Lisa, so they voted Lisa out, and we have to mind our P's and Q's, and we have to make sure we stay in everybody's good books, because the moment we upset the Americans, we're going home. And they understand that Justine, Seeley and Amani seem to be running the villa at the moment, so whatever they choose or decide goes. But I think Ray is the one who's running the villa. I think Ray is the one who's coordinating who is safe, who is not. He's already said he wants the Americans to be safe, so he's going to do anything and everything to send everybody else home, and then have the Americans duke it out at the end. I hope the UK people are smart. I hope they see what's happening and they save themselves and start kicking out the Americans. Otherwise, they're going to be stuck. You have the islanders sort of talking about their connections and the recoupling drama and where they stand in their couples. And it's cute. It's cute. Everybody seems happy. The islanders go to sleep, and you have some people very comfortable making out in bed. And it's like, hey, it is what it is. In the morning, obviously, everybody's discussing their couples and what's going on. You have Meghan and Illy had spoken the day before about the fact that they were in a couple, so they were telling the other guys because the other guys weren't aware of it. And so everybody is comfortable. It seems they have people's exes coming in and it's like, why? Toby then makes coffee for Celie and he makes a coffee for Georgia. And Celie is sort of in her feelings as to why he's made one for Georgia. And it's like, well, he's in a couple with her. What do you expect him to do? What do you want him to do? He has to do something. He can't ignore her just because he wants to make you happy. And Illy made you... Is his name Illy or Ioli? Made a coffee for Celie and she was happy. She was happy because this is something that, you know, she said he made a proper coffee, not an instant coffee, whereas Toby has been making instant coffees. And it's like, if he is going to make you a coffee, then Toby should be making a coffee for Georgia. I think Celie feels some type of way about the fact that Georgia picked Toby, because even the night before she said, oh, I'm going to jump on their bed in the morning and disturb them and stop them from, you know, being comfortable. And it's like, don't. Because she even said to Georgia, oh, you didn't pronounce my name properly. And it's like, oh, God. There doesn't need to be other beef. So are you trying to boot everybody else that intimidates you or anybody that steps in your way? Try and play fair. That way you win fair. It's not necessary for all this unnecessary drama. I think it's good that Toby and Celie had a conversation because you can tell she really likes Eeyore. And he seems to like Georgia. And they are trying to stay in a couple. I think just because they want to keep each other safe, but I don't think they should force it. I think they'd rather be safer with other people that they like. So maybe it's best that they recouple with other people, focus on those couplings and see if they can, you know, make something work or they can get something out of that coupling. Yeah, they said we really like each other, but it feels like day one, we don't. Well, it seems they're being very superficial with their connection. They want to be like Justine and Jack. Apparently, they have a stronger connection, but they're struggling because they can't move from zero. And it's like, well, how do you expect Toby to move from zero when your ex is in the villa? If his ex was in the villa, you would feel some type of way. So I think because of that, this is why Toby feels uncomfortable and unsure. And it's like, how can you be unsure when you've been together for a while? Look at Johnny and Jess. They seem to be doing very well. They seem to have progressed more than you guys. And they've only been coupled up for not even 3-4 days. So make it make sense. You have Jess and Johnny, he spoke to Georgia and he was saying that, you know, I really am not fixed on anyone at the moment. I'm just getting to know everyone, so I'm open to getting to know you. And yet with Jess, they're busy making out, they're kissing, they're seducing each other. And it's like, make it make sense. And poor Liberty, she has to walk across the villa and see this. I think Liberty should ignore Johnny and should go for Eyal because I think she has a better chance with him. Yes, he didn't pick at recoupling, but there's no harm in her having a conversation to see if they can create a connection or if they can come up with something there. Jack is crazy. He knows he's secure with Justine. As long as Justine is in the villa, he's staying in the villa. And so he's decided to throw his boy under the bus. Why would he throw Toby under the bus? Why would he say that Toby and Georgia are going to be a couple? Yeah, they really like each other. They seem to have great chemistry, but still, he shouldn't say that in front of Justine because Justine is close friends with Celie. And I don't see anything wrong with it because Celie is getting to know Eyal, so it makes sense, but still at the same time, I don't know. I really am worried and I'm really sort of nervous. I don't think another UK guy needs to be voted out. I know, I'm sorry. But I have to take sides because I always root for the underdog because it seems like the Americans are going to dominate. So, hey, it is what it is. And so Georgia receives a text message to say they're going to play Snog, Marry, Pie, and it's like, these producers really like to be messy. When the villa is nice and quiet, they have to look for something to cause drama, and now they're going to cause drama with this Smooch, Marry, Pie. Oh my God, it's going to be tricky. It's going to be tricky. I wonder who's going to pie who. And Callum can't wait. He's ecstatic. He's worrying about who he's going to kiss. So the islanders get ready for this Smooch, Marry, Pie game. And for me, I don't know why Liberty keeps talking about, I want to get to know Johnny, I want to get to know Johnny. She can see Johnny making out with Jess. That is just a recipe for disaster. And it's going to be messy. Anyway, once they start the game, first up is Megan. Obviously, she smooches Callum. I don't think she wanted to smooch anyone else. She marries Kira, and then she pies El. Apparently, they have a history. They've previously pied each other, so nothing new. Why does it feel like the producers are dancing to Justine's tune? Because she apparently is not feeling well, so she's not involved in the Smooch, Marry, Pie game. And yet Callum has a bandage on his arm. He must have done something to his wrist, because I saw him put some ice on it earlier, and he gets to be pied. Make that make sense. Anyway, Amani goes up. She kisses El. I said this. That's her type. That him, Scott. Maybe she crosses over. Maybe she knows no race on dating. But the guys that she seemed to have the strongest connections with, that's the type. She marries Ray, and then she pies Callum. She said, he's always making everything into a joke, and so that made sense. He took it lightly. Next up was Georgia. She kissed Toby, and I don't get why Justine was asking her, why are you kissing Toby? She's looking out for her girl, that's it. She's now on alert because she's heard that Toby and Georgia might actually become a couple. I think Kira didn't want to kiss anyone else outside of Megan, and this is why she went for Megan, because she said she can't miss any opportunity to kiss Megan. She pretended to kiss Callum, but then still went and kissed Megan. Married Seeley because I think they're close friends anyway, and then she pied poor Johnny apparently because of Seeley. So it is what it is. What can you do? Next up is Jess. Jess is going to do what Jess is going to do. So Jess kissed Johnny, and Johnny, the way he was holding up her leg and they had the bite at the end, Callum was like, oh, he was giving commentary about the kiss. That seemed mad. And it's like, Callum, please keep quiet. She married El, and then she pied Liberty. I think she pied Liberty because Liberty was telling the girls that she's still interested in getting to know Johnny, even though she knew that Jess had feelings for Johnny. So I guess that's where the pie came from, and so Jess had better be ready when Liberty comes. I like how Callum is being a good sport. Anyway, next up is Seeley. Seeley decides to kiss George. I think Justine told her what Jack said, and so instead she's decided to kiss George to sort of threaten, Toby, and show him that if he's not careful, she will move on to somebody else. She married Toby, and then she pied Callum. Callum took it like a champ. He's okay with it. I didn't understand. She said she was doing it for Liberty, but hey, it is what it is. Next up is Liberty. I think, it's good for drama, but I think it's sad because it makes her look desperate in the sense that she kissed Johnny. Johnny was talking to her and made her believe he was going to pick her at recoupling and picked Jess. So the fact that she says, oh, I still feel this unfinished business, this is what she said. She said she's always got a habit of going after people that don't like her, and exactly that's what she's done on national TV, or on international TV, since it's got international islanders. It doesn't make sense to me. I know it was great. It made her look good. It made her look like she was confident and she was going after what she wanted. But it also made her look desperate, in my opinion. She married Callum. It makes sense because he's been her day one and he's looked after her all the time she's been in the villa. So that makes sense. And for her to pie Jess, I think Jess was justified in her pieing her. I think she just did it just because Jess pied her. Because her reasoning doesn't make sense. Her saying, I've always been honest. Yes, you've been honest, but somebody rejected you in front of everybody and everybody felt sorry for you. So I don't think you should continue to make any effort towards someone who showed you they're not that into you. I think you should have waited for him to come after you and not gone after him, and he's actually talking about, oh, I'm worried about what Jess thinks because obviously she's watching this kiss. He's not into you. Then the guy started his Callum. Shame that Callum has dug his own, he's packed his bags back to Australia because he kissed Megan. He did the same thing that Liberty did. It's showing desperation on both their parts. I said it before. I said I wish they would just say they're exploring something romantic. They've become close friends and this is what they've decided to do. Because now he's kissed Megan. He's pissed off, Kira. And then he's married Celie, which is intelligent because it shows that he knows who runs the villa and he's trying to butter them up. But the fact that he went and depied Kira wasn't happy about that. She wasn't. At first she was talking a lot of game and then she just started looking upset like she wanted to cry, and it's like it's just a game. It is what it is. People are going to get into their feelings, but hey, let's just keep going. I'm so confused. So Ray is up. He kisses Celie. I thought that was his sister. I thought Justine and Celie were his sisters and they were his base mates. So the fact that he went and he kissed her and he went for so long, he could have given her a perk. Amani is right to be upset that why did he kiss her for so long? And then he married Amani. I have said this before. He sees himself married to Amani with children and everything. So it's only a matter of time. The fact that he pied Toby, I didn't get. I like Toby. I didn't understand why he needed to pie him. He said he's doing tit for tat because Toby called him corny. Well, he is corny. The way he talks about Amani is too rehearsed. Yo, he surprised me. He kissed Celie, married Amani, and then pied Meg. But then with Megan, they've got a history. So this is not the first time they've pied each other because he said he was pieing her for their history for season 4. So hey, it is what it is. What can you do? Nothing. You just have to stand and look. And Ray is in his feelings because he says he doesn't understand, he's watching him because Amani kissed him. Now he's proposing. She's not your girl. Just wait and see what happens. My thing with the snog, marry, pie game is if you're going to dish it, then you better be prepared to receive it. Next up is Toby. He kisses Georgia. He marries Celie, which makes sense, even though he didn't properly propose. And then he pies Ray. Well, Ray can't be upset because Ray started it. And, Toby's just finishing it. If he didn't want to be pied, he should have left Toby alone. Last up is Johnny. Johnny is crazy. Johnny is going to play a fool at every turn because he gets to pick who he kisses and he goes, I think he knew if he kissed Liberty, he'd be in trouble with Jess. If he kissed Jess, he'd be in trouble with Liberty. So he went and he kissed Georgia. And it's like, why would he do that? Why didn't he go and kiss Celie on the cheek? That would have made more sense. And so for him to go and kiss Georgia and for her to receive it and go in on the kiss was just a knife turning in Jess. And then he proposed to Jess and Jess was livid. She wasn't having it. She wasn't here for that BS, and she actually said it, and she turned around and told Liberty that this is why you do not fight over a man, because now he's made you and me look like fools because we're busy fighting and he is now on to his third conquest and we are here hating on each other. That made sense. That made sense to me. And he then pied Celie. The fact that he completely ignored Liberty should be enough to tell her that he's not interested. He might be telling her something, but he's not following through. He's more worried about Jess because the guys were saying Jess is upset, Jess is fuming. Then he went and he proposed to Jess and he said she's not listening to my words. She's just so livid about the kiss, and she has every right to be. So I don't know. The fact that Celie was like, hey, you lost it. It is what it is. It is what it is. Her friend pied. I thought he was going to pie Kira, but I think he saw how she cried after she was pied and decided, no, let me go for Celie. So that made sense. Anyway, I digress. Thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Please click the link in my video to watch my review from episode 6. Bye guys.